Fala galera, como é que vocês estão? Tudo bem? Aqui é o Cezinho, bora pra mais um episódio da nossa série de Genshin Impact. Se você não conhece o nosso canal, já desce aqui, deixa um like, deixa um comentário, se inscreve pra não perder os próximos episódios. Se você puder compartilhar o canal, eu vou ser sempre muito grato. No último episódio, então, da nossa série principal, a gente tinha ficado de vir aqui pra essa taverna pra descobrir o que a academia estava procurando aqui em Porto Ormus. Então, vamos sem mais delongas.
This is the place we heard those students talking about.
Oh, you've arrived. Please, take a seat.
So, they think that they can go toe-to-toe with the boss? Ha! Once we reclaim the power of King Deshret, they'll be the first that the boss punishes.
They're nothing to be afraid of. Our main rival now is the Caracal Battalion. They've also amassed a significant amount of more this time, so we mustn't underestimate them.
How can the Caracal Battalion compete with the boss when they're nothing but a bunch of money-grubbing opportunists out for a quick mora?
Yeah, with boss's fervent devotion, he'll be able to use this power to bring our god back this time.
Nossa, eles estão querendo reviver uma
All these
divindade?
guys talk about is King Deshret, so they're probably the ones we're looking for.
Greater Lord Ruka Devata. That traitor and her followers must not be spared. The day will come when King Deshret exacts vengeance on Sumeru, and all of them shall be punished.
Meu Deus, Lorde Maior Rocodevata traidora, o que eles estão falando?
Yeah, Paimon was wondering what they meant too. We should ask about that if we get the chance later.
Que doideira, rapaz. Oi, tudo bem? Eu tava ouvindo vocês falarem por que ela é
Who are
traidora.
you? What do you want?
Eu sou um viajante, eu sou um estudante da academia,
A student? Huh. What's a student from Sumeru City doing in Port Ormos?
Estou procurando por uma informação sobre um certo item.
Ah, well, if it's info you want, you've come to the right place. The question is, can you afford it?
Dar 500 mil moras?
Paimon can't stand to see so much more ago. But there's no other choice right now.
Here, this is the merchant's address. Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it there. Hmm? Well, what are you waiting for?
Ainda tem uma pergunta.
Oh, that's right! We heard you mention King Deshret just now. We're actually interested to know more because we're, archaeology students!
Fine. Since you've already handed over the Mora, I guess I can throw in a little extra info. As you can see, members of Ain al-Ahmar are devout believers of King Deshret.
Ain al-Ahmar. Caramba.
Years ago, King
Difícil falar isso,
Deshret
hein?
founded the great desert nation that was our homeland. It was an advanced civilization, far beyond anything you'll see in present-day Sumeru.
Ô, louco.
King Deshret was the rightful god of wisdom, but he was betrayed by a companion he trusted. She even stripped him of his title, God of Wisdom.
So,
Que
you
isso?
mean
Será
the
que isso era
traitor
verdade?
Greater Lord Ruka Devata, yes. That shameless wretch destroyed King Deshret's civilization, and our ancestors were forced to flee to this land where we were made to suffer the tyranny of our enemies. Furthermore, she conspired with the academia to cover up the truth of her actions
Que
and create the
isso?
merciful and benevolent facade for which she is now known. Ugh, just thinking about it sickens me. But the story doesn't end there, oh no. King Deshret isn't truly dead. The voice of the
Voz do
Oracle has been heard in the
oráculo.
desert, prophesying his resurrection. Mark my words, our god shall return. And when that day comes, all followers of the traitor and all the desert dwellers who have forgotten their true god will suffer
Será que-
retribution together.
Ah, mas
If
a
what I'm
outra
saying
morreu
makes
também,
you
não morreu?
shiver with fear, it might not be too late for you to become a believer of King Deshret.
O rei Dashret está voltando? Você poderia falar mais sobre o oráculo?
I don't have anything to say to you academia people about that. I think this conversation has reached its end.
Ah, é verdade,
Not
né? Porque
just
teoricamente
yet.
a gente é da academia,
This
então...
man is a fraud.
You again? Deranged academia lunatic.
Yes, it's me again.
Uh,
I already warned you that if you weren't willing to sit and discuss things with me, I'd take measures to make things uncomfortable for you. Listen to me. That address he gave you is fake. Or at least, you won't find a merchant waiting for you there.
This group has been boasting all around that they can provide information on a certain item as a means of luring people into their territory.
Filha da puta!
Once you show up, they keep up the act until they have hard evidence that you want to purchase said item. Then they use that to squeeze you for all the more you're worth.
Hey! Shut it all, Hatham! What are you playing at, trying to ruin our business like this?
I told
Isso
you
não é um
the
negócio,
other
né, mano?
day. I wish to discuss my terms with your boss.
Ha! The boss made it perfectly clear that he won't negotiate with you.
Yes, and in no uncertain terms. But that was then. It does not preclude him from changing his mind in the future.
I'm warning you, don't push us, or this could get ugly. We don't usually get rough with people from the academia because it just complicates things. For a lunatic like you, though, we might just have to make an exception.
Tô meio
If you're
perdido
suggesting
no
that
que
we
tá
escalate this from a verbal
acontecendo, né?
exchange to a physical one, I accept. After all, even the Archons used war to negotiate the ownership of Teyvat. If, on the other hand, we can't agree on any means of negotiation at all, then I'm afraid my next course of action will sting a little more than the mere falling through of a few business deals. I will jeopardize the Eremite's reputation, which I know you value above all else. I am quite confident that if I began to take such action, your boss would willingly approach me himself. However, I fear that by then, some things will have happened that cannot be undone. Also, a word of advice. I suggest you tell your boss exactly what happened here today. Otherwise, he might blame you for not telling him in the future.
Olha, esse cara tem poder de fazer tudo isso mesmo?
What did you say?
Consider this. Have I ever failed to follow through on my word in the past?
This guy is really out of his mind.
Okay then. If you really have a death wish, let's meet a week from today. The pier in front of the Pharos Lighthouse, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, sharp. Don't expect us to hold back.
Not so fast. First, you return the 500,000 mora to them.
Gostei pra caralho dele.
Please, I beg you, don't provoke them. We can't afford any trouble with this crowd. They haven't even paid for their food yet.
Deus.
Mr. Iman, there appears to be fewer staff in the restaurant recently. This wouldn't happen to be because they're all busy spreading the word to the students.
Ih!
Well...
Caraca, esse cara sabe das coisas, hein, mano?
Someone who chooses to do business with a group like that really can't afford to get so flustered the instant someone confronts them about it. Consider the meal compensation for our silence.
Pera aí, você vai embora,
I'd say you're
brother?
getting an excellent deal.
Whoa, did you see that? He not only got us our Mora back, but sent the Amorites running too. Plus, he seems to know a lot about
Exato,
what's
é pra
going
ele que a
on
gente
around
vai
here.
perguntar as
Let's
coisas.
catch up with him and ask some questions. Wait up! It's Al-Hatham, right?
What do you want?
Obrigado por sua
No
ajuda.
need for thanks. My goal was to get to them, and you two gave me just the opportunity I needed. We're even. Oh, I advise you to keep your distance from them. Since they weren't able to make off with your Mora in the end, they might harass you again in the
A gente
future.
sabe se defender se precisar, né?
All right. Goodbye.
Então, porra.
Hold your horses! We still have something to ask you about! Since you tore through their scam right in front of them, you must know the real story about a certain something, no?
Who exactly are you two? And why are you inquiring about that?
A gente vai continuar
student.
mentindo que é da academia?
Right. Look, you should know that those thugs conducting business with you had nothing to do with your lie.
Mas vamos fazer um acordo? Eu não sou nada mal com uma espada.
Huh? Oh, yeah! He's really strong! Weren't you saying something about a physical exchange? We can help with that.
He doesn't even have a vision. Forget it.
Oxi.
Maybe not, but he can still use elemental energy. Otherwise, there's no way we'd go asking for info from from guys like that. Those high-headed thugs are definitely gonna bring a lot of backup for your next meeting. Even if you don't go alone, you won't regret taking us with you.
Caramba, a gente já ofereceu a famosa ajudaria, né?
I accept. Got a pen and paper? If you're searching for someone who sells that kind of merchandise, I'll give you one of their addresses, and you can try your luck. We'll reconvene at the appointed time by the pier. It doesn't matter if you show up or not.
Louco.
So, since you were happy to give us this merchant's information, does that mean you can tell us exactly what we're after?
You were willing to part with 500,000 mora for something and you didn't even know what it was?
Não é a melhor das decisões, eu sei.
Okay. Well, if you truly are as skilled as you claim, then you can beat the answer out of them when they become hostile. Look, if you've been making inquiries, then you have to know something by now. Tell me what you know so far, so I don't waste time repeating information.
We know it's connected to the academia somehow, and that not only do the Eremites deal in it, but some students want to get a hold of it
Parece ser
too.
algum tipo de conhecimento.
You know
É verdade.
almost everything there is to know, but you're unable to compile this information because you've never seen the object before. This is what you've been looking for.
E você tem?
Paimon can't tell what it is. It looks like some kind of ornament.
This is a knowledge capsule.
Uma cápsula de
To put it simply,
conhecimento.
it's a vessel that can store a fixed quantity of canned knowledge. It's like a miniature Akasha. Anyone who links it to their personal Akasha terminal instantly becomes privy to its contents.
Ô, louco. É tipo
Anyone.
pendrive de
Unlike the
conhecimento,
Akasha,
mano.
which heavily regulates who can access what information, knowledge capsules confer their contents without any requisites.
That's amazing.
It's essentially a convenient and harmless vestibule for knowledge. Unfortunately, it's illegal in Sumeru to privately possess or trade them. They were created as a means for scholars to transfer knowledge gained from Irminsul into the Akasha, and are intended to be destroyed immediately after use.
E por que
But despite
que...
strict regulations, some of these knowledge capsules will always escape destruction. After all, there will always be those in this world who are dissatisfied with life as designed for them by the Akasha and wish to change their fate.
Justo.
Over the past century, a wide variety of canned knowledge has been leaked from the academia. Now, in Port Ormos, the valuable ones are a means to mora for the
tipo
Eremites.
mercado paralelo disso.
Meanwhile, those which the Eremites deem to be useless to them occasionally prove useful to the common citizens and hapless academia students. Well, I think that
Faz
about
sentido
sums
os
it up.
acadêmicos estarem atrás, né? Ouvi dizer que a academia perdeu alguma coisa recentemente. Dizem que ser um certo conhecimento enlatado, certo?
Ah, so that's your true
Gostaria
objective.
de saber mais sobre isso.
With our current arrangement, I don't believe I can offer an answer.
O que devo fazer? Talvez possamos negociar.
You're still resolved. Fine. Let's talk somewhere with fewer people. Let's continue our conversation here. If you wish to learn more about the knowledge capsule that the academia lost, then you must help me with something.
Você também quer dinheiro,
I
cara?
need you to
Que
find
isso?
someone named Dory, a traveling merchant.
Dory.
Unlike the peddlers who hawk inferior knowledge capsules, she often has quality goods in stock. Some say that as long as there is profit to be made, there is nothing she won't dare to sell. She's guarded against people from the academia because most of her wares don't comply with academia regulations. I think she blacklisted me. I met with her informant, but it soon became clear that they had no intention of letting me get any further.
Por que será que ele não é tão
Become one of Dory's
desejado
customers
de
and earn her
conversa com as
trust.
pessoas?
This is my condition for further collaboration.
Why do you want us to meet
Parece
with her?
simples, né?
Until you complete this task, you don't have question privileges.
Louco.
Fine. So how do we go about doing this?
You two are outlanders who haven't been here for long, so Dory should view you as safe clients. I'll give you the informant's address and their contact password. Beyond the password, though, I have no way of knowing what other tricks she might have up her sleeve. You'll have to improvise.
Poxa.
This is kind of nerve-wracking.
The true challenge begins after you meet her. She has a keen nose for mora and a shrewd eye for wares, and she only likes customers who she deems to have good taste. I'll prepare some funds for you. Buy her highest quality wares and earn her approval.
What?
Pô, me dá o
I
dinheiro,
just
então
saw
é
a knowledge
fácil.
capsule for the first time. which ones are good and which ones are bad? Is that something we can learn quickly?
That's true. Have you two heard of elemental sight?
Sim, eu consigo usar.
Oh, that's a surprise. Guess I'll have to hold you in higher regard. Anyway, that ability should resolve your issue.
Ah, então a gente usa a visão nessas coisas enlatadas.
Here are 2 knowledge capsules. Tell me, can you detect any difference in their quality?
Olho não parece igual, né?
They look the same to Paimon.
Try inspecting them with elemental sight.
Olha, essa aqui brilha bem mais, hein?
How'd it go? Did you see anything?
Ambas brilham com... O lado esquerdo parece brilhar mais.
Rumor has it that higher quality knowledge capsules generally appear brighter when viewed through elemental sight. That's because knowledge originates from Irminsul, the root of Dendro power itself. The more powerful the knowledge, the richer it is in Dendro energy. However, some canned knowledge with a high concentration of elemental energy is of little use in contemporary times, so those capsules are of little value. Using elemental sight is merely a stopgap measure, but it should suffice for earning Dory's trust.
That sounds pretty impressive.
Here's a sheet with the informant's location and contact password, and here is the mora for purchasing canned knowledge. Don't be cheap. You'll need to spend to catch Dory's eye. If there's any mora left over, just keep it. Oh, and be sure to exercise some caution. There have been Matra present in Port Ormos lately. Your efforts will be for naught if they catch you.
Os matras?
Matra?
They belong to the Academia's regulatory body. They also handle cases of illegal canned knowledge transactions.
Eles são tipo os responsáveis por isso que a gente tá querendo
the
entrar, né?
Academia has banned both their trade and possession. The Matra are razor sharp. You're in for nothing good if they lock their sights onto you.
Entendi.
If you two want to back out, now's the time.
Não,
Okay,
vambora.
then we have a
Vambora.
deal. If you succeed in your dealings with Dory, come find me at the Wikela Funduk. We'll have an open discussion then.
Looking at what Alhaitham wrote, Dory's informant is a trader near Old Ormos. Let's follow these instructions and try to get
Esse
in contact
moço
with
aqui,
him.
né?
Hello. What are you two looking to buy?
Queremos comprar frutas raras totalmente amargas.
What a unique palette.
Ah, eu acho que eu devia
We
ter
have
lido o
unripe
papel, eu não li.
horror fruits, but we usually keep them in the back. I'll have someone escort you.
Será que eu dei a
Following
resposta
the
certa
paper
do
guys
nada?
past the first round.
Ronak, these two want to buy unripe horror fruits. Show them to the warehouse.
Got it. You too. Please follow me.
Eu acertei a resposta sem ler.
You two have a fascinating fashion sense. We haven't seen a customer wearing a Sumeru rose for quite some time.
Hold on. Let me think. Sumeru Rose means common merch. No, look again. We're obviously wearing morning flowers.
Ah, my mistake. I do apologize.
Whew. That pop quiz sure was scary.
Ah, the warehouse is up ahead. Please follow me.
Ainda bem que a Paimon tá lendo o texto, né? Porque eu...
Before I retrieve your products, I need to confirm a few things.
Ah, a confiança tá baixinha.
Please forgive me, but we may not have sufficient stock for you today. Earlier, many of our hara fruits were taken by mice.
Sinto muito por isso ou parabéns?
Thanks. If better goods come in, you'll be the first to know. You look like you have some skill. Why don't I pick out some fruits that'll make you dizzy?
Deixa você tão tontura com zumbido no ouvido, por favor. Prefiro aquelas que dão insolação. Puta que pariu, velho. Eu devia ter lido o negócio.
No, that's not it. The paper said that heat stroke is the answer to erudition. Eating something that causes heat stroke sounds horrifying.
Opa!
I'm sorry. But as things currently stand, we won't be able to fulfill your order.
Ah,
Why don't you
sério?
two
Eu não posso
think
errar
things
uma?
over?
He's cautious of us. Let's take a closer look at the paper that Alhaitham...
Vamos de novo, vamos de novo.
Before I retrieve your products, I need to confirm a few things. Please forgive me, but we may not have sufficient stock for you today. Earlier, many of our hara fruits were taken by mice.
Aqui eu sei que é parabéns.
Thanks. If better goods come in, you'll be the first to know. You look like you have some skill. Why don't I pick out some fruits that'll make you dizzy?
Então aqui é tontura com zumbido nos ouvidos.
Yep, that's the right answer. But eating hara fruit that makes your head and ears ring sounds like a bad life decision.
Would you like your hara fruits to be packaged in the Sumeru City or Port Ormos style?
Acho que Porto Ormos.
Wow, you two sure are generous customers. I'll be sure to
Ah,
package your products beautifully. Okay. Everything has been confirmed. Miss Dory is waiting for you up at... Shoot! It's the Matra! Run!
ah não, tá de
The
sacanagem.
matcha? Where? I'll hate them said we're done for if they catch us. We gotta get out of here.
Run. Dun.
We don't know this area, so let's follow that informant. He ran that way.
Tá. Deixa eu correr, deixa eu correr.
Look, he's over there.
Lugar bonito, velho.
Hey, if you're hiding from the Rishbaland tiger, come this way. Another password. Huh? Oh, here, over here. You can stop running now.
Oh, é a Dory.
So you were the one who was calling out to us just now. But, are we definitely gonna be safe here?
These two good customers wish to buy some hara fruit, Miss Dory. And if there's nothing else, I'll just
Mano, o
excuse
estilo dela é
myself.
muito treta, né, velho?
Oh, very good. Thank you. Huh? Wait, you're Dory? Paimon sure thought you'd look a whole lot scarier. Hey, what are you trying to say, Princess Pea-Brain? I can be scary enough when I need to be, believe you me. If you don't watch what you say, then you can forget about doing any business.
Ela parece uma
But it
criança, né?
seems you two have actually done pretty well so far. Not only did you manage to find the informant, your reactions were also pretty sharp. You don't really look like criminals or anything, but I bet my Mora that you've been involved in some shady dealings, haven't you? Paimon's not sure if that's supposed to be a compliment, but we'll take it.
bom.
I can't risk doing business with people who start huffing and puffing after just a few paces. No matter how
Então eu
much
nunca ia
more they
conseguir
might
fazer
have.
negócio com ela.
Not only will they get caught by the Matra, but they'll also get us into trouble. So that's why I prefer to have customers like you. It's your first time here, but don't worry, I won't ask too many questions. Even if you wish to buy enough knowledge capsules to decorate your house with, please, knock yourself out. As long as you have lots of round, shiny Mora, then we're all
Que
good.
fofa. Um psicopata, mas ainda assim fofo.
Go ahead, help yourselves. Voila!
Cadê?
She has a
Oh.
trove of canned knowledge. Whew. She'd probably be in serious trouble if the Matra caught her with all this.
É, se um é proibido, imagina meia dúzia, né?
My dear customers, don't worry, I'm not interested in your reasons for buying. I can, however, offer some suggestions. Take this one, for
Sugestões, né?
example. An analysis of the sociological ideology and dialectics of the Hilichurls. Only 3 people in all of Tevat have ever studied it.
350
making it
mil?
extremely rare. It's on sale now for 350,000 Mora. Yeesh. Who would want to be an expert in that topic?
Ah, a menina lá da missão em Mondstadt.
Or how about the architectural styles and construction methods of Tevat in the early Archon War period? With this one, you can become an expert in historic architecture preservation and find an excellent, well-paying job
Isso
in
daí é
nearly
mais pro
any
cavé, né?
nation. Ooh, now this sounds like it could be useful. 2 million mora, and it's
Que
yours.
isso?
No discounts. Whoa! Of course, you are free to pick whatever your heart's desire. The contents and price of each knowledge capsule are indicated in small text on the body of each one, down at the bottom. Alright, let's try the method that Alhaitham mentioned.
Visão elemental, bora aí. Sharingan, foda-se. Então, esse daqui, esse daqui e esse daqui. Isso, né? Eu vou levar esse. Esse. E esse aqui também.
You've really got a good head on your shoulders, and quite the eye for quality.
Por que será?
We'll take these, please and thank you. My, oh my, you are blessed with a taste for both the exquisite and the extravagant. Customers like you are a rare breed. 1 in 100. No, 1 in 1,000 even. Listen, I have a special offer for you two. If you spend just 100,000 more, you can pick any knowledge capsule of your choice up to a value of 1 million mora.
Que tipo de oferta é essa?
Say what now? Hey, did you hear that? Spend another 100k and we get a capsule worth a whole million!
Ai, irmão, calma, não deixe que elas te enganem pra gastar mais.
All the canned knowledge we just bought is easily worth 500,000 mora. If we spend just a little more, we can get something worth 1 million mora. Isn't that a fantastic deal? Think about it. We've gone to all this trouble to get this canned knowledge. And so far, everything we
Cala a
want
boca!
belongs to Alhaitham. Aren't you even the least bit curious about how this whole canned knowledge thing works? We're talking instant knowledge here. Don't you want to try it yourself?
Acho que é você quem quer experimentar. Você quer me ver experimentar, né?
Come on. We still have around 100,000 of Alhaitham's mora left. So let's put it to good use by finding something useful for you. Ahem. You've got a deal, Dory. We'd like to spend an extra 100,000 mora. Excellent. Then please, select from this fine collection of canned knowledge over here.
Ah, será que ela tava querendo dar um teste extra pra gente?
I thought we could choose whatever we wanted. Why can't we choose the ones from over there? Oh, but my dear customer, the knowledge capsules over here are worth 1 million mora each. I'm sure discerning customers like yourselves will be able to find something to your liking. Oh, Paimon has a bad feeling about this. Let's use Elemental Sight again to check these.
Ah, nenhum é bom. Entendi.
What did you see?
Todos parecem igualmente brilhantes.
So they're all worth about the same amount?
Aham.
Well, anyway, the mora's already been spent, so let's at least try to find something useful. Let Paimon take a look here. An introduction to traditional Sumeru brewing techniques, the art of growing spices, an overview of ancient runes. Oh, how about this one? Sword Fighting Techniques 8. Not sure we'd ever find volumes 1 through 7, but at least this knowledge should be useful,
Sem
right?
1 ao 7, foda-se, compra só o 8. Contanto que Paimon fique feliz.
We'll take this one. All right, very good. I'm expecting some new goods in the next couple days.
Mano,
so
que
be
história
sure to check back
estranha
in
é essa de
soon. Whether
produtos
it's canned
novos
knowledge
e
or anything else
gastar
you need.
mais?
Bring your mora to Dory and doors will open.
Estranho, né?
With Dory went smoothly enough. Let's head to Wakala FUNDO and meet up with Alhaitham. Hopefully now he'll finally tell us about what the Academia lost.
Ha, you two made it. And from the looks on your faces, you were successful.
Whoa, there's so many people from the Academia here. Why would you pick this place as our meetup spot?
Então, né?
Wakala FUNDO is under the Academia's control, so naturally the Academia has people working here. I came to Port Ormos under the pretense of conducting official business.
Ah, é, ele é da academia, né?
Relax. No one here is interested in anything we say, and the Matcha won't come here. Okay, now, tell me how your encounter with Dory went.
Okay, We did what you asked. So, can you tell us about the knowledge capsule that the Academia lost now?
Before that, I have to ask, why are you two so intent on tracking it down? You don't have to answer.
Devemos encontrar a Arconte Dendro.
Yeah, he just wants to meet the God of Wisdom and ask her about something important. We've been in Sumeru for a while now, but we still haven't found a way. When we heard that the Academia had lost something that might be related to the gods, we came here in case it turned out to be our lucky break.
In that case, you're on the right track.
Ô, louco!
A short while ago, the Academia lost a knowledge capsule in the desert. It's supposedly a divine
Capsula do
knowledge capsule.
conhecimento divino.
Use it, and you'll gain the wisdom of the gods.
Wow, there's really such a thing as that? Hey, if we find it, do you think we could learn how to meet the Dendro Archon? Ooh, or how to find your sister?
I highly doubt it has any mystical properties, but it does indeed exist. And it's right here, in Port Ormos.
Como é que você sabe?
So, where exactly?
That's what we need to find out next.
O objetivo também é
I
encontrá-lo?
won't deny that. I am investigating because I'm curious as to what the divine knowledge capsule truly is. As you know, the
Mas ele
Eremites
vai
of
virar uma
Port Ormos
disputa
also
de
have
quem
their
usa o
eyes on
negócio?
it. It is an extremely precious item. The knowledge contained within may bring great power or wealth to whoever has it in their possession. Several brigades have been vying for ownership of it as of late, but there is still no victor. My personal finances and connections cannot compete with those of the Eremites. After attempting various methods, I finally managed to reach a tentative agreement with several brigades. I agreed to forego ownership of the divine knowledge capsule in exchange for the opportunity to study it. After all, there's no harm in understanding what it is. However, there are those who are less amenable to negotiation, such as those from Ain al-Ahmar.
They adamantly believe that the divine knowledge capsule contains King Deshret's power,
Ah, é
and
por
that
isso
he
que
will
eles estão
return to
atrás
this
dessa
world when
cápsula.
they
Então eles
obtain
querem
it.
usar ela para
They
reviver o
refuse
Deus
to
que
let
teoricamente
anyone from the
morreu.
Academia tarnish their deity's soul.
So you kept hounding them because they refused to cooperate with you?
Yes. Ain al-Ahmar isn't exactly wealthy, but its members are determined to get that capsule by any means necessary. To that end, they've resorted to many methods more foul than fair in order to amass sufficient funds. So, I've been sabotaging their business to force them into negotiating with me. The divine knowledge capsule should be up for a secret auction within the next few days. Each brigade will place their own bid, and the prize will be covertly given to the winner. To ensure the
posse
capsule's
de
security
isso?
and to evade the Matra's notice, the winning brigade will not publicly disclose their victory. Unless I know whose hands the divine knowledge capsule ends up in, my agreements with them will fall through. Dory is the most reliable source of information, but that avenue was previously closed to me. With you on board now,
Agora os
the
pontos estão se
situation is different.
conectando. Caramba.
In other words, you wanted us to befriend Dory so you could find out where the divine knowledge capsule is.
Yes, you can say that. But this arrangement harms none of us. The day after tomorrow, go back to Dory and try to purchase information on the divine knowledge capsule's whereabouts. If she has no information, wait 2 days and approach her again.
Cada
If I
dois
get the
dias é meio que
opportunity
isso.
to study the divine knowledge capsule, I will relay my findings to you. Will that suffice as compensation?
Sim, né?
Okay, then we'll meet up in 2 days.
Haytham, before you go, we actually bought a knowledge capsule for ourselves, but we're not sure how to use it.
You two want to try using a knowledge capsule? Sure, I can teach you.
Se o-
Doing so right under the Academia's nose is a bit problematic, though. What do you say we head to the outskirts of town? All right, this place works. Show me the capsule you purchased.
Here.
Sword Fighting Techniques 8. Huh. A combat class knowledge capsule. This class is something of a rare find these days, since most have been taken by the Eremites to augment their battle capabilities.
Really? Ah, yeah, what a great buy!
If you want to determine the efficacy of this capsule, I can evaluate your combat ability. However, effects will likely be minimal if you already possess a high amount of strength. We can conduct a controlled experiment where you fight 2 battles, one before using this knowledge capsule and one after. While you fight, we can use an Akasha terminal to monitor your various physical parameters. There may be variances in your physical strength between the two tests, as well as a disparity in your opponent's abilities. But don't worry. I'll run statistical analyses afterward to mitigate any confounding effects.
Wow! Haytham! You must have been one of those guys at the
Tirava
academia who
notas
got top
altas em
grades on every...
tudo.
Paimon's curious about something, though. You definitely weren't one of those students who needed canned knowledge to graduate from the academia, right? So, why are you risking getting caught by the mantra for
Faz
this
sentido,
puzzle?
Paimon. Por
When
quê,
you're
né?
unable to understand a researcher's actions, most cases can be attributed to curiosity. This is but one theory.
Olha, que malandro pra escapar da
Sounds like
resposta.
you're trying to avoid the question.
All right, let's begin the test. Just fight as you normally do.
Aí dentro. Ah, tá, é com esses bichos aqui. Ok.
Everybody stand back! See? Go!
Ah, eu achei que eu ia sair na mão com o Alreitan.
Bow your head.
Ah, era isso?
All right. I'll link your Akasha terminal to record data. The next step is to use this knowledge capsule. Hold it in your hand. I'll help you establish a connection with it so you can activate its power.
A gente vai e usa ele. Eita, nós. Como se eu visse inúmeras figuras empunhando espadas lutando em um momento e no próximo elas desapareciam nos cantos da minha memória.
Hey, how are you feeling?
Senti alguma coisa por um momento. Quer que seja, estava na cápsula do conhecimento, agora tornou-se parte da minha memória.
You mean that it worked?
All right. Time for round 2. Fight with the same composure as before.
Ok.
The tides beckon.
Now, I'll start recording data again.
Haytham, how's it going?
Well, the knowledge capsule you purchased did improve his combat capability. During the second fight, his overall fighting performance increased by 0.073%.
0,073%.
Wait, how much?
Puta merda.
Dory's such a jerk! She totally scammed us! 1 million mora? This thing isn't worth a tenth of that amount!
Of course, this could be because he is so powerful that the capsule's contents were unable to produce a substantial increase. At the very least, this test allowed me to gain more insight into you two.
Eu posso ficar feliz achando que pelo menos o personagem é muito forte, né? Deve ser isso.
I'm heading back to FUNDO. I await your response in 2 days' time. This is Mora for when you ask Dory for information. Pay her as much as she requests.
Mas é isso, galera. No vídeo de hoje a gente vai parando por aqui. No próximo episódio, então, a gente vai finalmente voltar a pesquisar as informações sobre esse item que a gente descobriu o que ele é e aparentemente vai dar um poder bem bacana pra gente. Muito obrigado pra você que assistiu até aqui. Não esquece, desce aqui, deixa um like, deixa um comentário, se inscreve pra não perder os próximos episódios. E se você puder compartilhar o canal, eu vou ser muito grato. Muito obrigado sempre, até a próxima. Valeu! Falou!